All right, welcome back to the RC barn. Excuse me, where we are going to keep going on the Cauldron. So I got some stuff in the mail last week. It's pretty cool. Check this out. These are the graphics for the instrument cluster, which that's what this video is going to be all about. Getting that inside of the instrument, inside of the cockpit area, all done up. So what I got here is, and I'll get you kind of close in here. They're not 100% accurate, but I mean, for what we're going to be doing with it, I think they'll be just fine. It looks pretty close to me. So we'll kind of set this up here like this. And we'll start on the upper right hand corner. This is oil and fuel and degrees. So and on this one it's got 4 instead of 3, and it's volts, oil, and some other gauges that I can't quite read. We got a climb rate here, which I think is going to end up probably right where it's at. And then we got airspeed here, and we have RPM here, mile per hour here, and I do believe that this, not sure what that is. We're going to move some stuff around though. So anyways, we're going to keep the smaller ones off to the side like what's here, because you can't really see them anyways. Okay. And then we're not going to install these two because these are digital gauges for the modern airplane. Not going to do that on this one. This one's going to be like that. So these will be deleted. We'll add the switch. It's probably like choke or something. You can barely see it in this photograph. We'll have to fabricate that up. I got some ideas for that. That'll come later. We're not going to get this all done in one video. You got your tilt gauge here for, you know, turning and all that, and that's in the center. And then we got a compass in the middle. Now, a couple of things with this is these knobs aren't there on any of them except for this one, which we don't have. So we'll just leave that one blacked out in a circle. We don't have this guy right here that comes down, so we're going to cut that out. So what my plan is, it's going to be a close representation. I think we can do a little better on the decals on the bigger one. It'll be a little more apparent, so we'll have to work on that later. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to slice this like I do my ribs, and I'm going to take, you know, probably in half or so. That's why it's so thick material. And then this is going to become this part here where you can see where the bezels are at. They're kind of in. Okay. So then we'll cut our holes in the balsa wood, which is going to be a little easier. And since it's going to be behind the plate, we can go in here with a smaller drill bit, because these are a little over 5/8 of an inch in diameter, the bigger ones. I haven't measured the smaller ones yet, but they're probably, well, let's do that right now. They're right at a 1/2 inch. So I'll find the centers for them on here, and then we'll drill small holes in there. And then what I'm going to do is I got a file set over there, and I'm going to file them open to their final size, so that way I don't have any breakouts or anything. And then once this is all done, then I'll make the faceplate here, because this is all going to get covered. And I'll make this out of plywood because I'm going to paint it. Now it'll be like 1/32 plywood, real thin stock. And then I'll use my initial gauge to, you know, for cutting the holes out. I'll use that to make the faceplate. So as far as the bezels go, these ones here, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one's out a little bit. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. We'll probably put that sticker right on the plate and not cut the hole in here for this. And then we'll cover it with the plywood since it's more flush. And for the bezels though, I'm going to find either a piece of carbon fiber that fit, you know, buy some carbon fiber that fits those and make a little thin disc to go in there so I ain't got to paint none of it to make the bezels in there. So that way it's a little more accurate. So anyways, I'm going to get all that done. I'll get this sliced. I'm not going to show that on camera. And then I'll start working out where these gauges are going to end up going and how I cut the holes out. So I'll bring you back when I got get some stuff done here, because I've never done this before. So this is going to be a you know, it's going to be me learning how to do this, so that way I can show y'all how I did it. If that makes any sense. I'll bring it back. It's just amazing how fast plans can change. That I was going to slice this and use it as a backing plate, and I ended up just using it for the front plate here. So what we're going to do with the change of plans is we're going to put the stickers on the fuselage over there on that former, and then this is going to go over the top of it, and then here's my plywood. The only reason for the plywood is a place to paint, because this needs to be white, right? So plywood will take paint better than balsa wood. Balsa wood will soak in and it'll look like wood, and that's probably aluminum. So what I did, and I know there's a lot of videos out there on making you know, instrument clusters and scale jobs and that, and I don't think they go in depth a lot. I just, you know, it's like, well, here it is, or I got this 3D printer, so we're going to 3D print them off. And how about us guys that don't have 3D printers? So what I did is, you can see it on these, if you look real close, you can see my little dimples there, and I lined all this up with where I want it, and I left it on this sheet. And I took one of my little tiny pins here, okay, and I found the center of each one of these, and I poked a hole in it right through to the balsa wood, and that gave me the divots to get started. Okay, so by doing that, and then I took my compass, which looks like I've already lost my ink. I have to put that back in there. Wonder if that ain't broke. Yeah, just getting small. Gotta replace it. Anyways, I took my compass and I found the diameter of each one of these. Now this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one are all the same. These bigger ones here, these are the same. I'm not using these. Just remember, keep that in mind. These two are the same. And then this one was different also. So, and then I came in here and I circled, right? And then I drilled. Now the thing about balsa wood is it likes to break out, and I didn't want to break it out. And what I mean by that is getting the chips in the back or in the front. Wanted it nice and smooth, so I started small and I went 7/64 for my pilot drill. Okay, and then I went up to, I think, 7/32, and then 5/16, and that got me my small ones. Okay, and then I went to the 1/2 inch for the bigger ones. And then I got my file out and filed it. This is a round mini rasp. If you don't have a set of these, I'd highly recommend it from Harbor Freight or whatever. They're just their mini file sets. Very handy for stuff like this. I came in here and I filed kind of close to my marks. But that left me a lot of grooves in there. So then I moved to wherever it's at. My dowel rod with the heavier grit sandpaper in it. Not that one. Where'd it go? It's around here somewhere. Anyways, I did that and got it close. And I just kept circling around, and then I made this one, which is a little bit bigger diameter, okay, than the other one I have, which is around here somewhere. Don't matter. and I glued some 220 to it and really fine-tuned this stuff. So this is where we're at. So by using this and then I use this as a template. This is that real thin plywood that I was talking about. See, it's real thin. And I use this as a template. Now I'm not going, it's not going to be, it's going to go right to the 1/4 inch here, stringers. So this is what we have here. Now I haven't sanded this yet, but I will. Okay. So that's going to be our faceplate. And then the stringers will come up to it, and then it all gets sheeted inside here because the whole inside is smooth up here, including the door. If you remember the door, let me get you in the camera view. And then I marked my circles out. Now they ain't perfect, but they're pretty dang close. And this is the look that we're gonna have. Okay. Now if I want to, when I start assembling this, I don't know, what do you guys think? I don't think I need any glass in there. This is vinyl, so it's pretty shiny. And I was going to fill this with epoxy, which I'm thinking I'm not going to do that now. I don't think I need it. I just want the depth. See? The depth. So I'm going to get, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go hunt around for some plastic to line these with. Now I'll have to open them up a little bit more. I'll just take my time and with my 220 sandpaper and just go in there and just whittle a little bit at a time, you know, until it's where I want it at. And then what I'll do is I'll put this up against that one and I'll mark out my circles, boom, 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 you know, wherever they land at, and that'll give me an idea where to put these at. And I'll take these off one at a time and place them. I mean, it's not going to be, you know, oh my God, scale accurate, but when you look in the cockpit and you see that, let's say you're looking in, that doesn't look too bad. it's yeah, I'm happy with that. Very happy. And if I get plastic in here and I paint that black, remember, I don't know, I might try to find some really small tiny screws at the hardware store. I don't know, we'll see. Black, maybe you guys will have a suggestion. I'm sure this isn't going to get done in this video, but and it might. I might go up to the hardware store Tuesday and see what they got for tiny hardware that I could sink in here and put the bolt holes. They're going to have to be super tiny. I might even use like pins. Maybe I can pin it and then paint the balls black, and that'll, I don't know, I'll figure it out though, for sure. But I'm pretty happy with the way that's looking. That's kind of the effect I was going for. Like you can see, I'm gonna have to move them a little bit because they didn't get all blonged, and they're not you know, set perfect to where the template's at, but we can change that after we go in there. So, in the fuselage. Anyways, that's where I'm at. I'm going to get ready for this live here that you guys have probably, some of you have already seen, and if you haven't, check that out. It is on the Sick Cougar, so we're getting ready to do that here in about 15 minutes. You'll be seeing this video hopefully on Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to start doing Wednesday uploads and Sunday lives during the winter months anyways, and then we'll figure out when springtime gets here, which is hopefully just around the corner. I'm getting tired of this cold. But don't forget, in April, I'm going to be at the Toledo RC and Expo Center, at the Glass Center up there for the swap meet and that. So on Saturday, so you know, come by and see us, and you know, maybe buy some of the stuff that I have. So yeah. Anyways, I'll bring it back when I got more of this to show you. Alright, I just wanted to touch base with you here before I went to bed. It's getting pretty late tonight, but I did get, I went ahead and coated the balsa with some clear dope, so that way my thought process is that it won't it won't, the paint won't absorb into the wood over time, and it'll give it a layer to attach to. So I did that and let it dry for about a half an hour, and I just painted the black on here. Now you might see a mess there, but a lot of this is going to get covered up, and I won't put this all the way up on here, but it kind of gives you an idea. And I did get the instruments, went ahead and put those on there, and so the idea here is that that's kind of what it's going to look like. And then when that's done and installed, then I don't know what I did with it. There it is right there with the piece of plywood here, and I'll go ahead and cut all those holes out to match those, and then paint this white using basically the same treatment. I'll probably just paint this white and see what happens with it. And this needs a lot of fine tuning. Now, I did make one mistake, and the one mistake I made is I did not put this on the right side. So I'm gonna have to recut all of my slots there because they're not equal. So I'll recut those so they fit okay. You're not going to see any of this when it's done because this whole inside gets sheeted. I got one of the images up here of the cockpit here, and it's all smooth in here. So I'm going to sheet all this with wood, and then we'll paint it and that. I guess the inside's that blue, so I'm going to have to figure out what kind of blue I'm going to use on it. Yeah. But after we get this done, then I got to add that panel underneath with the switches and dials in it. So we'll make some of those probably out of brass and, you know, wood and stuff that I can work with. It's going to be a little tedious to do, but I'm actually enjoying this process quite a bit. I got probably, 2 or 3 hours into this so far, into just this panel. Doing all this, and then we'll put another panel in under here. We'll figure out what kind of depth of wood we need to make it look right under here. And then I need to add, I'm going to add these bars here inside the cockpit. They're on both sides, so they'll get put in here and painted white. I might fill this whole area in here so that way it's a little smoother and straighter. I need to figure out how low I can put my servos at in here. Probably right across there, because the servo bays will probably be, I mean, you gotta think we're gonna be rudder and elevator back here, one servo for each, and then we can throw the throttle servo up here or something, or maybe up here, depending on how big the gas tank is. We'll see. That might be a mini. Might be one of the Metal Gear mini servos that I've been seeing around. So yeah, it's coming along. I mean, we're getting there. So that way we can get the base as low as possible so we can show off all this detail in here. And then so anyways, next step's going to be getting that in there, getting all that done. And then, but once I get this done, then I can string her up. I'll probably do the right side first and sheet it, because this will all stay the same. I'll get my runners in here and get my floor in so I can figure out the height. Then I think I will make, or attempt to make, the rudder pedals. I think I can just use some dowel rod and make those. Yeah, I mean, how far do you want to take it? You know, I want to play around with it. So there's going to be a lot of time in here. A lot of time spent. So anyways, I'm going to cut this video off, or cut this part of the video off here. It's probably going to be a lot more of this getting installed and stuff, and painting that face and seeing what everything looks like. So, but I'm done for the night. So you guys have a good night, and I will talk to you later. Alright, so we're definitely getting somewhere. I don't know if this is gonna look, how this is gonna look. That's where we at with the black paint. And then here's the the white cover, which is not fully painted yet. My airbrush screwed up, so I can't spray the final coat on it. There we go. So that's where I'm at there. Remember, this whole inside is going to get sheeted. Okay. And then I went ahead, I was going back and forth on whether to put the sides in here or in here. So as you can tell, I went inside, and it's glued up here and back there, and I'll put a backrest in because, let me get the right picture up here. This is helping a lot, having these pictures up. Okay, so something I noticed on here is, if you look right there, that's the side, and there's a little gap there. So, and there's the same over here where the armrest is at. See? So that's going to be our new side, and then these uprights I'll do, but a little bit thinner, because I think they're underneath this part. So it's, we're going for, you know, scale this, not exact scale. But anyways, I was talking to my buddy, and he says that Illusion has a lot of this. So, and I'm already going for a cockpit that does not have a pilot in it, because by the time you stuff a pilot in there that is the right size for this plane, a lot of these details are going to go away. So I'm going for and I might make I talked about it later, maybe making a bust shoulder up to put in here for when all this closes, because I'm going to make all this work. I'm going to make the canopy foot go forwards and backwards. We're going to recreate this, and then I'm going to recreate the saddle here with the wing bays and everything. That's all going to be remade. We're going to make all that. The door is going to open and close. That's what I got these here for. I'm going to have to pick up a couple more if I want it full length. This is going to have to go away in here where the opening's at. Like I said, it's probably going to be in here somewhere. Okay. And then this whole thing will clamshell open. Yeah. I think it's getting there, so I'm going to keep going on this tomorrow, and then we'll call this a video. So, yeah, I'll bring it back when I got more to show you. Alright, well, I'm not super happy with the progress that I've been making here. What I've been trying to do is I put my clear coat down on the wood, hoping to seal the wood up, but that didn't work. I mean, it's white, but you can still see a lot of the grain in there. We tried to brush some on too, and that didn't work quite well either. So I'm gonna have to rethink my strategy in here. So I think what I'm gonna do, well, I'm happy with some of it, and the white panel came out all right. I also tried to ameliorate the screws on here. As you can see, they're not very consistent in size in that. I bought some little paint brushes in hopes to be able to do that, and I thought, well, that's a little big, so I used a toothpick, and I just dipped it in my black paint, and some of them were bigger and some of them were smaller. So I'm gonna have to rethink that idea too, or either that or get a lot better than that. So this is going to get sanded down again and then redone. Now, what I'm thinking I'm going to do is, at the old hobby shop in Iowa, he used to have evergreen plastics for model railroading. And I think I'm going to do all this, cover all this in plastic, and that'll make the surface a little better. You know, it's not wood. So a little setback there. I mean, wouldn't believe it, but I probably got a day and a half in this cockpit area. So, but here it is, the end of January. We got 3 months until spring pretty much, and this thing is not even remotely close to being done, and it's getting frustrating. So I am going to put this in the corner, and we'll probably pick this up next winter. Yep, next winter, because I got some projects planned ahead coming up here. I want to get stuff that's going to be actually good to fly done. Like, you know, if you haven't seen the videos on the Cougar, I know they're long, but we're doing that on the lives. So if you haven't caught up or seen that yet, that's been a fun project to do. And I'd also like to get the cap, Byron cap done, which is a lot closer. And then I'd also like to get my linear cap down here and fix it. So anyways, I'll be around here. So anyways, this is going to be the last video for this season on the Caudron. I'm going to pick it all up. I'm going to throw everything in bags and get it upstairs and get it out of the way, and we'll pick this thing up, I don't know, August, September, October, something like that. This is going to be another year easily for the things that I want to do to it. I mean, some of these parts are going to take a good weekend, if not 2 weeks, to accomplish. So anyways, thank you for watching this set of series, and if you are following along, I do appreciate it. And you know, we'll have to pick this up again next fall. So anyways, talk to you guys later. Bye.